today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the January 26th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I will go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, and that's it, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. And in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got all the indices. Well, I take that back. The NDX 100 just turned slightly green, up 2 points. Otherwise, everything else is slightly in the red, with the exception of the semiconductors, which are trading down 33 points. We'll take a look at those in the show. The transports are down 0.8%, or 106 points. But we got a caller on the line. We've got call-ahead seating. So let's go out to who's caller on the line. We've got Jim in Palm Harbor. Jim, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
I'm doing good, Steve. I appreciate you taking my call.
My pleasure. And I understand you're in a Lululemon mood out here. So tell us what you're looking at inside of Lululemon.
Well, I'm trying to learn how to do very short-term trades. And I was looking at Lulu in a 5-minute time frame and a 10-minute time frame. It looks like it was trying to bottom there. I'm showing a TD1 count on the 5-minute up, okay, and a TD3 count on the 10-minute up, and it's sort of like a little hammer candle. But on the day chart, each candle's a day, I'm a TD2 down, and it's getting into the TD1 count on November 16th. And when I'm looking at this, do I want it to go on the day chart down to where the TD1 on the 16th chart started? But you think that's where it bounced? That would probably be a TD3 or 4 down to get into the 16th one down at its bottom. Or do I go, since I'm doing real short term, do I just go ahead and not worry so much about the day chart as I do the 5 and 10-minute chart?
So that was a mouthful, and if you're not confused, I am. But I think I've got the gist, and we can make it through this. Now, I don't typically have a 5 and 10-minute chart, so while you were talking, I was trying to multitask, listen to what you were saying, and then also be able to get those charts up on our screen. So I've got that for us. So first, let's take a look at Lululemon and get the larger picture, because I think you always have to keep the larger picture in mind, right? So you've got the larger trend. So when we take a look at the larger picture here, here's what we know right now, and that is that price yesterday closed below the bottom of its bullish structure daily profile. Today looks like it'll be bar number 2 underneath that. And so it's a bearish pattern on the daily time frame. And so if I were looking, so knowing that on the daily time frame, what I would be looking to do if you're looking at short-term trading, I'd probably be looking at not the counter trend rally, but wait for that counter trend rally to get up to some type of signal to go ahead and take a short trade. So that would be, but we'll take a look at both of those. But right now, what I want you to know is that when we take a look at market profiles, price is giving you a change in trend signal that would be to the downside. There's an A to B equals CD pattern that we'll draw in here in a moment. From just simply a profile perspective, this suggests that price is headed into this range. The range is between 298.48 and 318.58. That becomes a target, and that's looking at the weekly and the monthly time frame. So let's first go put in the smaller A to B equals CD pattern that is unfolding right now. And so again, I want to get the larger picture buttoned down first, and then we'll go take a look at those shorter term time frames. So the A to B equals CD that I'm looking at, it starts on either the 18th of December or the day before, gets all the way down to this hammer candle that formed on December 29th, makes a retracement. So that becomes our B point. And then the C point is a retracement up into January the 7th. So what we can see here is the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD area has been hit. That target was 330.65. This could be forming or should be forming or may be forming a Gartley buy pattern with its next price projection at 318. That's the 1 to 1.272. So at 318, it gets us into our range between 298 and the 318.58 level, which is the top. I take that back, which is the center of the monthly profile. Any questions so far about just taking a look at the daily information, the weekly and the monthly out here, Jim?
No, I understand.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So then we just want to pull over the daily time frame chart one more time because there's one more piece of information that we need. Knowing we've got the A to B equals CD to downside, which is where did price break out? And price broke out at 322.17. And so that's the next area where price inside of Lululemon should head to. And if it busts through that, that gives us a 296 type area. Now, the chart pattern inside of Lululemon, we take a look at the daily time frame, is bearish. And the reason that it's bearish is we can see that 4 days ago, the oscillator and change line was changing colors, going from green to red. At the same time, the price was testing that bar. When the line goes from green to red or red to green, tells us that the price oscillator is at the 0 level. And what we look for at that stage is we wait for an ensuing test, unless it happens to be on that day, which it did. And that is a very bearish message because it tells us we have a falling price oscillator below 0. So a lot of bearish directionally speaking, I'm referring to, is what Lululemon is communicating to you and I on the daily time frame. So now let's go take a look at those short terms out here because that's what you're really calling about. So on a short-term trade, what you like to see is you like to see price get down to a support level. Let's say if you want to do the counter trend area, you want to see price get down to a support level or maybe a completed pattern area to then consider that counter trend. So knowing that you've got the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, Jim, I'd have to say that qualifies as a potential area where you could see some type of counter trend rally. Then when you go to the 10-minute time frame chart, I'll just start there. What we have is we have a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that formed, let me give you the exact time, but about 5 or 10 minutes ago, right at the 110, and it's 114. So 4 minutes ago, you got a confirmation of that. Now, this is going to suggest that price will bounce up to 332.37 or 331.48. If it's me, I'm not going to take this counter trend trade until price closes above 332.37. That's the top of its profile. That is natural resistance. And when I take a look at other profile levels out here on the 30-minute time frame, we haven't seen price be able to get above the top of that profile. So that would suggest to me, Jim, that if price can close above 332.37, you'd have a counter trend trade that would take you up to 340.50. Would I hold that trade overnight? And the answer is no, I wouldn't. Not based upon the daily information that we took a look at. We'll come back from this break, Jim. We'll take a look at the 10-minute chart and anything else that you want. Steve Rhodes with TFNN with Jim in Palm Harbor, taking a look at Lululemon. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at Lululemon. We've got the 5-minute chart out here for Lululemon, and Jim, this has I've got his wave number 7, letter G, Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Its resistance level is at the 332.51 level, so it really complements what we're looking at in the 10-minute time frame and using that 332.37. So did you kind of get the grasp of the way that I would take a look at this trade or this counter trend trade that you're trying to take, the patterns that are out here? And the reason in this case here, you may not have had the market profile, so this helps you, but understanding of not taking that trade to the upside unless you saw it close above 332.37?
Yeah, I did. I came to a similar conclusion, but I use a VWAP a lot, and
Sure.
the VWAP line itself had it at 332.86 on my chart as
Perfect.
possible resistance. So
Yeah.
with that much money, I mean that much change between us 332.17 and 332.86 make that big a difference in like a day trade, you think?
Well, so I'll go to, so this is the 10-minute time frame chart, and so I'm just taking a look at really for quite some time. I want to say quite some time. I go back to the 25th. Today's the 26th. So yesterday about 10 in the morning. We just haven't seen price take out a high. I mean, saw it do it for about 20 minutes, and that was it. New profile formed. And so that 332.37 number is really important to see it close above. And then that would say, okay, it's done something it hasn't done for a day. It's broken through a resistance level. Where's the next price target? That becomes the TD9 breakdown area, 240.50. 340.50. But if price doesn't get up there, you're to take this trade, say this all unfolds after 2 o'clock or something like that, I would exit that, and you're making money on it. I would exit that trade going into the close, knowing the daily time frame, and the preponderance of evidence at this stage that price should continue to head lower. So that's how I would look at it. Is there any other information that I can provide to you?
No, that's great, Steve. I really appreciate it. You've helped me a lot over the years.
Well, great.
And
great.
But I've not been much of a of a very, very short-term trader before, and I'm mostly out of the markets right now because I just can't. It's so overbought and so weird like right now. So I thought maybe I would try some very short-term trading, just
Sure.
in and out stuff.
And right now, so let's talk about that a little bit. I think that is a good idea. It's especially a good idea, or it has been a good idea this week, because we've got the Fed coming out. I believe that's tomorrow around 2 or 3 o'clock out here. And we're taking a look at markets right now that are pretty much trading sideways-ish. So it makes a whole lot of sense. Now, after the Fed comes out, that may change to some other type of larger, moves out there. But I like the idea. I like the thought process. Get the larger picture down first, and that will should help you, especially when you have some other price projections areas of saying which side of this trade on the short-term side is going to be the easier side. And right now, the easier side, to me, appears to be trading it to the downside, not to the upside.
Okay. I really appreciate it.
You bet.
You're real
Thanks
blessed.
for calling in. Jim, thanks for calling in. Much appreciated. So let's go to a couple of questions out here. Now, there are some that came in inside the den here. So let me get to those first. I think there's two. One is Facebook. So let's go take a look at Facebook, ticker symbol FB. They're coming out with earnings. I don't know if it's after the bell today, tomorrow, before the bell. But let's just go take a look at Facebook. FB is the ticker symbol. See what kind of signals it has for us. Now, here's the daily time frame. And what we know about Facebook today is that price has taken out 275 even Steven. Why is 275 even Steven an important level? Well, Facebook bottomed half a dozen days ago with the TD9 count. It was bar number 9, and since then it's made its rally, and price was able to take out that TD9 resistance level at 275. So the suggestion here, only in bar number 5 of a TD9 count, is that price should make its way up to 297.60. That's looking at the daily time frame chart. And looking at the weekly time frame chart here for Facebook, it's really just trading with inside its range. Its range being its consolidation of its market profiles. And that says 259 at support, 285 at resistance level out there. So you have 285 at resistance. We've got 297 as a price target on the daily time frame, all within a reasonable amount. On the monthly time frame, Facebook has generated a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, but this month has been nothing more than just a test of support. And that support being the oscillator and change line, which is at 264. The top of its profile is 287. So you've got resistance up at its highs. And that says if they come out with their number, it doesn't matter what they come out with. It's how does the market respond. If the market responds and you see a trade above 305, 304.67 out there, then it's up above all kinds of resistance levels. But right now, the chart patterns say today is a bullish signal and suggests higher price, and that just means really trading back up into the resistance area. So I hope that helps you out, S&P. Those are earnings for tomorrow. John of the Tigers Den wants to take a look at Clovis Oncology, I believe it is, CLOV. Your long Clovis used to be IPOC. So let's go take a look at Clovis on a daily basis and get a feel for its signals, if we can. And so it has a really nice day today. Nice wide-ranging bar, John. And price right now is trading above the top of its daily profile, which is 1517. It's also trading above the oscillator and change line, which is at 1486. A close above 1517 suggests that price goes back to the highs. Now, when it formed the high out here, it was with a TD9 count. It was the bar following bar number 9, and that was on January the 4th out here. Today's the first bullish candle out there. Even though you and I could draw in an A to B equals CD, we won't. But this suggests on the daily time frame that price should make its way back into that 17, and change area. You're at 1542. The weekly time frame chart here for Clovis Oncology, I just don't have enough data to get much in the way of signals out here. So that means I'm going to have nothing for the monthly time frame. Let's look at a 30-minute time frame for Clovis. This shows a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom back on the 19th. And let's update this, see if there's any resistance levels. Resistance levels have fallen. Those are 1452 and 1449. So, John, it looks to me like this wants to head back to its highs, and that's based on today's trading. Of course, what you would like to see at day's end in order for that to be the message is a close above 1517. So hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. I believe we had Kay in South Carolina, I believe it was. how would you know out there other than Kay? Why don't you just look at your email, Steve-O? So I am. It is Kay in South Carolina. And Kay wants to take a look at Apple. And Kay is specifically looking at the 4-hour time frame chart. Okay, so that's right. I put that on this. I went ahead and added that, AAPL instead of APPL. So let's go take a look at it. And Kay is your short via an option trade out there. Okay, so here is, I'm just going to go straight to the 240, and then we can go take a look at other time frame charts. And if your question was, what is it that I see with my tools on a 240-minute time frame chart, the answer is I don't see a top. I don't have a TD9 count. I don't have a 7th wave move. I'd really have to do a lot of fudging to come up with an A to B equals CD pattern out here. That doesn't mean that in prices above the market profiles, the oscillator and change line. So, okay, when we come back, let's continue taking a look at Apple. We'll go take a look at some other time frame charts as well. But I don't see the 240-minute chart giving us the short signal. But we'll be right back and pull this apart even further. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us, and Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Chart. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at Apple with Kay in South Carolina. Of course, that's via email that she had written in, and she is short via an option trade. Now, Kay, even though on the 240-minute, the 4-hour time frame chart, we didn't see a topping pattern, when it comes to using time frames for individual stocks or ETFs out there, I would suggest to you that you are better off using equally timed bars. What I mean by that is we have a 6.5-hour trading day. That means we have 390 minutes. So that means find some time frame that is equally divisible into 390 minutes. Well, we have 295-minute bars. On a 240-minute chart, we're going to have one bar that's 240 and another bar that's, what, 150? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me because we're not matching apples to apples out here. But on the 195-minute chart, well, guess what we have? We have equal time frames, and here we do have a topping signal. And that was during the last 195-minute bar that created the dark cloud cover that occurred after a Rhodes momentum indicator pattern was triggered. Now, in this case here, this would suggest that price should make its way back to the oscillator unchanged line, which currently is printed 138.78. It won't stay that number, but that's the general range where price should move back to on the 195-minute time frame. We can also use a 130-minute time frame. That would be 330-minute bars in a day. You see, if you used 120, you're going to end up with some kind of weird bar that you're using to trade with, but it doesn't have the same amount of time that the other bars do. Just doesn't seem logical to me. I'm kind of a logical guy. Of course, many times very illogical, but I do try to be logical. Well, on the 130-minute time frame, you've got a TD9 count top. This suggests that price should pull back to its oscillator unchanged line. That's what you're really looking for. We're really looking for it to get below that, but 140 is the print there. If we go to the 65-minute time frame chart, that gives you equal bars as well. Here, I don't have anything for a top. The price below the oscillator unchanged line, whenever it is below that, that suggests you could see lower price. So as long as price remains under 143 and change, you should get back to the 140 level. We have the 30-minute time frame. That has a TD9 count. That has taken price. That TD9 count took price right back to where it should have, which was the breakout support. It did it very quickly yesterday, and that was the 137.20 level, and that was using that time frame. Right now, price is consolidating with inside the current profile, so not a whole lot of additional information there. And on the daily basis, let's go over to the daily basis here for Apple. I don't think we covered that. Here we do not have any kind of a topping signal. I believe they come out with numbers tomorrow. Only bar number 4, you're above the daily profiles. You've taken out a price yesterday, took out a TD9 count top. So this is suggesting higher price. Let's go look at the weekly. What is the weekly showing us? The weekly shows us that this week price has done nothing more than move down to test and reject the oscillator unchanged line. So it's not looking extremely bearish as we speak right now. So, okay, if anything, I hope what helps you out is going ahead, instead of looking at go ahead and use your 240-minute chart, but add to that, add 195-minute, add 130, add 65, 30, and 15 is probably the shortest that you want to take a look at. That way you will get equal bars for a stock or equal bars for an ETF. When it comes to the futures, whole different set of time frames to use out there. But with regard to this, I think you will find that this will help to improve your trading, or at least with regard to the ability to take a look at top and bottoming signals out there. So thanks so much for writing in. Hope that helps you out. The next question coming in from HD, and HD TV wants to take a look at MJ. MJ is the ETF, Harvest, something like that, Harvest ETF out there, Alternative Harvest. It's the pot stock ETF. Would you please let us know what I think? Well, I'll tell you what the charts are communicating to us. And right now, Alternative Harvest is above the top of the daily, above the top of the weekly, and trying to get above resistance, which is the top of the monthly chart. So we're January 26th. Ideally, HD, if you were long this instrument, I don't know if you are, you'd like to see a close come the end of January above $20.10. Then that would suggest on a monthly basis we have a change in trend. Let's go look and see if we've got some other signals out here. The other signals we do have, and take a look at the daily time frame, when this topped half a dozen days ago, it was a TD9 count. Remember, folks, you want to learn this TD9 count, not just for the ability to identify and spot potential tops and bottoms, but like we just looked at on a 30-minute chart, I believe that was for Apple, you want to understand where those breakout and breakdown levels are. When we take a look at a daily time frame here, we've got a TD9 count pattern. Yesterday was the push back to support. And support happens to be, in this case right now, the top of its daily profile, which is at 1829. Old resistance, becoming new support. Price is above the oscillator and change line at 1943. If it closes above that, that says, hey, I could go run and test those highs, those recent highs from last week. It could just be a counter trend rally here. And if price closed below 1943, that's a suggestion. I'll go back and revisit, or price will go back and revisit the 1829 level. Below 1829, you're looking at 1695 to 1739. The weekly time frame chart for alternative energy out here it's very bullish. When I say very bullish, I say very bullish because price is 3 weeks ago closed above a TD9 count pattern, closed above the TD9 breakdown level of 1748. And this suggests intermediate term time frame, a move up to the 2618 area. Monthly, we already covered, because on the monthly time frame, we know that price was up at the top of that profile. So HD, I hope that helps you out. You wanted to also look at TGB. So we've got a twofer for HD TV out here. And let's just wait for this charts or set of charts out here to populate, put all of Stevie's tools out here. And then let's go back and take a look at the daily time frame. So TGB, I believe this is Taseko Mines out here, but if I'm wrong on the name, it doesn't matter. We're agnostic as to what the instrument is. TGB has a nice Rhodes momentum indicator top. Prices below the TAS market profile support area. You're in bar number 6 of a TD9 count. You could easily draw an A to B equals CD pattern. I won't do that, but it looks to me like price is targeting 102. And that's a TD9 breakout level, and that's TGB. We look at the weekly time frame chart out here. Weekly time frame chart has wave number 7, that's letter G, a Rhodes momentum indicator top, and that says 114. So we've got 114 on the weekly, and we've got 102 on the daily. Watch the 102 area, because if price closes below that, it's curtains. Those curtains would take you down to 82 cents out there. I'm not saying price is going to close below 102. Let's look at the pattern as price gets down into that area. But you've got the same signals coming from the daily and the weekly, which that price wants to move lower. On a monthly time frame, you are going to be in bar number 8 of a TD9 count, which means it could be forming a top on the monthly time frame. But we won't go there until next month, and we'll watch how the daily and weekly charts continue to trade and what patterns, if any, they form out here. But right now, TGB should continue to head lower with its price target in that 102 level out there. So HD, thanks so much for writing in, and best of luck to you on that trade. Zeppin wants to take a look at that ticker symbol LAKE. That must be for Emerson, Lake, and Palmer out there. I don't know if Greg still tours or not. Of course, even if he does, nobody's touring. But if you can go see him, he's a great solo act out there. But when we come back from this, we're going to go take a look at Lake, which is, I guess it's Lakeland Industries. We'll be right back.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So it's Lake that we're looking at, LAKE, Lakeland Industries out here, and for Zephyr. And Zephyr, so I want you to focus on the weekly chart out here, the intermediate term time frame. Notice that price is trading into the support area of its weekly profile, which is in the range of 25.68 to 26.64. That'll help us in going along to take a look at the daily time frame. It kind of ties in with Jim was really asking about, or I think he was asking about, or at least what I was trying to explain. He might not have been asking about it, but you like to see on a larger term time frame price pulling back into a support area and then go to the shorter term time frame and look for some type of pattern, which leads us right into Zephin's question, which is Lake forming a TD9 count? And the answer is it might be. It has not yet. Now, this is really key, Zephin. If we take a look at the TD9 count, we can see that so far the low in this pattern is on the trading day of January 20th, and that low is 26.51. Yesterday's low did not take that out, bar number 8. Yesterday's low was only 26.53. Did 2 pennies make a difference? They do. They make a difference in that right now you don't have a valid TD9 count. Now, if price gets down below that today, when I say below that, I'm referring to the trading day of January 20th, and I'm referring to the price point of 26.51. If it does that today or tomorrow, then you would have a valid TD9 count. And the reason why Zephin wants to take a look at that is because the 9s have been working really well when it truly is a TD9 count. So, for example, back here on the trading day of December 28th, bar number 8 was the high of that pattern, and price pulls back, and it pulls back into the support area of the oscillator and change line, and it's in a profile area out there. So that worked. If you take a look at the bottom back here on September 24th, that was a TD9 count bottom. If you look at another high out here on the trading day of August 28th, that was a TD9 count top out there. If you take a look at this pattern right here on December 11th, that, even though you got a TD9 count, it wasn't the valid TD9 count. It was bar 7 that identified the top out there. So if you can get the TD9 count to get below the low of, over the next 2 days, the low of January 20th, with on the weekly basis, price pulling back into the support of that bullish structured profile out there, you would have a trade to consider. What you would then do is go to your 30-minute time frame and look for some type of pattern, like a Rhodes momentum indicator pattern that happened yesterday at 11:30, or maybe it's a TD9 count, or just some other pattern out there on the short-term time frame. Or what you'd be looking for in the short-term time frame is some type of key level of resistance to fail. That could be a TD9 count. It could be the top of a profile. It could be anything. So let's check back on this, Zephin, tomorrow or the next day, depending on whether or not price is able to take out those lows. So thanks so much for writing in. Hope that helps you out, and best of luck. Let's go to our caller. We've got, who do we have on the line? We've got Greg, I think, right? Who do we have? Oh, boy, I don't. Who do we have? Gary. We've got Gary.
Gary.
Sorry about that. Well, I must have been talking Greg from Greg Lake from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And by the way, folks, somebody in the den passed on to me that he passed away in 2016. So you're not going to be able to see him live in concert. Unless, wow, I don't know how you do that. Well, if you are doing that, you're not listening to me on this planet here. In any event, Gary, what would you like to look at?
Okay, Steve, you're always entertaining. I love you, man. Hey, real quick, I bought into what you said about a week or 10 days ago, and I know it on the financials, and that they are in some real trouble, because I've been reading a lot of stuff, and I totally concur with what you were saying, even though they went up some of the earnings released that week and blah, blah, blah. But, longer term, I believe that. Now, my question is, what do you see, which is more important, way more important than what I think? And because if you listen to me and trade off of me, I got the other 2 shares of the Brooklyn Bridge that Larry doesn't own, and I'll sell them to you cheap.
Okay.
But the point is what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what the charts think here. That's really what's the most important, because I'm just a narrator of the charts out there. I got rid of my thinking a long time ago. I was able to get rid of that by just simply using these chart patterns that we look at and understanding where support and resistance is. And you too. There's not anything that I'm using here that is magic. So here's what we know about the XLF. Let's start with the long-term time frame. And the long-term time frame is the monthly chart. And on the monthly chart, price was able to get back this month up to resistance, and resistance is 31.38, and that's the level that the XLF would need to close above to say, hey, there's something really going on to the upside. So we know on a monthly basis, price gets to resistance. What do we know about the weekly time frame? The weekly time frame completed an A to B equals CD pattern, and it did it last week. When I say completed it completed it because it created that bearish reversal candle. So now we're up at resistance on the monthly. We have a completed sell the D point on the weekly time frame, and now we look at the daily. Yesterday was a close below the bottom of the profile. Today is what appears to be a second close below the bottom of the profile, suggesting at least a short-term change in trend out there. So that's what those charts communicate to us. Now, I'll pull my white background charts over in a moment. Any questions about what we're looking at here?
When you say a change in, would that be a change to the negative side?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, because whenever you break through a key support level, and really the most key support levels would be either the bottom of a profile or the TD9 breakout levels, and those would really be the signals to generate a change in trend. So say, for example, let's populate this chart out here. Well, the last TD9 count breakout level for this is 23.96. So since that's so far below where price is at right now, I won't go there. I'm not going to say that's where price is headed to, but that is where its most recent breakout occurred. So now what we likely have, yesterday was a hammer candle. And if we see a close below yesterday's low, there's not any reason right now to think that won't happen over time. And that low is 29.74. The expression is if you close below the low of a hammer candle, if you're long, you're wrong. So yesterday's candle, which was also a gap to the downside, a falling window, which one is it? The hammer? Is it the bullish hammer? Or is it the bearish falling window? I don't know. But I do know is if you close below yesterday's low out there, it's telling us about lower price. So where is price headed to on the daily time frame? Not until an A to B equals CD pattern would show up would I really be able to do anything other than maybe take a look at a Fibonacci retracement level. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to switch over to the weekly time frame chart. And on the weekly time frame chart, this is signaling to us that price is going to head to 29.28 or thereabouts. 29.28 is the oscillator and change line. It is green. If price tests and rejects that, even though we've got a TD9 count top on the weekly basis, remember we had to sell the D point. Now there's a secondary top up here as well. But if price does test and reject the green oscillator and change line, then the signal would change from bearish to neutral because you'd be between resistance and support. Whereas if price closed below 29.28, that's given us a signal of a move down to 26.35, and 26.35 is a whole lot more attainable than 23.96 off of the bat. On the monthly time frame here, I don't have anything else to assist us. So does that help answer your questions about the XLF?
Yeah, sure, because I'm looking to make a put on it, and I will hold off, and based on that is what I'm reading from you, and then we need a little more data, but I'll look for the newsletter because I know you cover it real well in there too, so maybe call in again.
Okay, that sounds great. Hey, always great to hear from you. Thanks so much for calling, and have a terrific Tuesday. We'll look forward to speaking to you again soon.
You're great. Be well. Thanks.
You bet. You bet. That was Gary in Michigan, and we'll be right back in just a few. We'll try to wrap things up in the next couple of moments, folks.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There's no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So Michael P. writes in. He says, hey, Steve, what's your take on GME? That is GameStop. And then he puts, this is crazy. You're exactly right. It's crazy. And since you have an option to trade multiple things, why get in on the GameStop frenzy stuff out here? As far as a pattern is concerned, I just don't have. I don't know how to tell you how to trade a psycho stock. Now, if we take a look at what it's done on a 30-minute time frame out here, forms a Rhodes momentum indicator top, pulls right back to support. That's 65.06. That was the bottom of its bullish structured daily profile. Now price is above that. So I don't have a signal to suggest that it's at a top or anything along those lines as we speak right now. At least I don't think I do. No, I don't. I don't have anything out there, and I'm not sure how to tell you to trade this, Michael. So I wish that I did, but I don't. The last question was, well, maybe not last question. Let's see what type of time. Somebody asked me to type the chart for SPACE, SPCE, is the ticker symbol. Nice move today, bar number 6 on a daily time frame. Looks like this wants to continue to move higher. It took out a TD9 count about 3 days ago. That always tells us about a strong momentum move when you can take out that pattern after a few days. The weekly chart looks pretty good. So ticker symbol SPCE wants to continue to move higher. As far as the rest of the markets are concerned out here, I don't have any real clear signals on an intraday time frame to give you a feel for where price is going to head today. And probably we're not going to do a whole lot. Not until perhaps tomorrow after the Fed releases its numbers out here. The Dow is the only instrument at this stage here that's really trading in between support and resistance. The ES, the NQ, and the Russell 2000, they're all above resistance levels, being the top of their profiles out here. Kang is the last chart that I'll go ahead and post out here. Good, our 3 time frame. CANG is the ticker symbol. That is Kango Inc. Trade in between support and resistance. 741 support, 1070 is resistance. Folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Your favorite polar bears up next. Tom O'Brien to take us home. I'll see you on Wonderful Wednesday.